right, Sandro, thank you for the great presentation on Voice Masters today. It was a lot of fun, and I know that our Spanish-speaking audience really enjoyed the fact that they could hear it in Spanish as well as English.
Thank you, my friend. Okay, it's a good pleasure to me to be again in this program, in this project, the Voice Master live stream. Very, very nice.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we've got a lot of questions we're going to answer for our audience members, and let me pull up one of those questions right now and pop it up on the big screen. So the first question is, why is the vocal fry more challenging to do after we practice and sing in mixed voice? Do you want to read it in Spanish?
Ok, ¿por qué el vocal fry o la voz frita es más, tiene más reto de hacer luego de practicar y cantar en voz mixta?
Yes.
Ok,
So that's the question. Um, I don't know. Of course, we don't have the singer in front of us. We don't know. We're not listening to them. But I imagine that to do a vocal fry, you have to be quite relaxed. Yeah, you can't have tension on a fry. If you go, if things have gotten tight, let's say you were practicing a mixed voice, and it was too tight, the muscle tension was too tight, you were pushing too much air pressure, then the voice is going to get a little tired, and it will be quite difficult to do a vocal fry after that. But that would be more of, then I'd say your mixed voice is not really optimal. You have too much
yeah.
tension in there, and if you can't do a fry afterwards, a fry is a great tool to show you if you're relaxed. And it's happened to me. It's happened to all of us. We push the limits a little bit, and then the fry's not going to come back immediately.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
And sometimes people confuse the use of the vocal fry with false vocal cords. It's confused the sound with the yeah, yeah, you know more than me that, and the people feel, oh, it's very difficult. Okay, I suppose that confuse that's the big problem. Oh, usually
Hmm.
because the people want to make this um, and have to push and have the tension and have different kind of problems.
Yeah, I think so as well. It could be, vocal fry itself is you need to relax.
Yes, it's
Uh,
necessary.
Now, if
It's a relaxing voice. It's a voice of every Sunday morning. I don't want to go. I want to be my bed, please. I want to relax. No, I don't want to do anything.
and if you take that into like a note, and then you try and increase the volume, it's gonna get tight because it's not made for high volumes.
Yes, it's not mainly for high volumes. You have to reduce. You have to decrease the volume for make this. And trying to continue the fry all the time. This is the real difficult to the exercises.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a very delicate balance. But so just for the singer that asked this question, if you're not able to do the vocal fry after singing high notes or belt or high pressure, it's because you have been putting a lot more air pressure and the vocal folds have been resisting a lot
Yes.
more. When you go to fry, there's two things that could happen. You could be resisting too much, maybe you strained a little bit, or you're still pushing too much air pressure. And then you're going to get that kind of a feeling, and you won't get a fry out of that. So you really got to relax, and be very lazy.
Yeah, very lazy and trying to and trying to make this so something like that, no?
Yeah, that's what actually, there's a lot of information and studies out there on vocal fry. It's not most people. I'm just saying most of the things I've read, people agree that it's not something you're supposed to use all the time. Using it as an exercise, some people use it to get low notes or high notes, but they're going from the side of very little effort. So if you can do very little effort and maintain the balance as you're going up, which is tricky to do if you don't practice, and I haven't practiced this scale. You do have to have a very even, relaxed airflow and very
Yes.
pressure on the inside. And that's what can be very beneficial as you move it up. And as you get good at it, you can increase the volume slightly
Yeah.
to get a cool effect, but it's never going to be even a medium volume. It's never going to be loud.
Yes, and you don't have to sound good. It's necessary to sound fry. Okay, the people wants to sound
Ah,
better, to sound good, very good, in with a pitch. I don't know, but the reason of the fry is you have to only relax.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah. It's a very interesting question. I'm sure a lot of people think about it and wonder as well. So we did spend a little bit more time on it because it's a relevant question. But let's
okay.
move on to our next question. This is it healthy to maintain a low larynx position while singing high notes? And you can read the Spanish.
Es sano mantener la laringe baja mientras llegamos a notas muy agudas.
All right, you can start this time.
Ok. En este caso, sorry, déjame tratar de decir un ratito en español y de ahí lo hacemos en inglés. En este caso, la laringe es necesario entender los movimientos de la laringe y no se trata de que sea sano o no, o sea, el estar con la laringe abajo, tratando de tener estas notas, es parte de tu desarrollo muscular. ¿Ok? No es que sea exactamente o sano o no. Lo que se busca es obtener un equilibrio. Y para eso tienes que entender, dominar que en tu laringe baja puedas hacer las diversas escalas, ¿ok? Desde hasta lo más alto, y que puedas controlar el hecho de tenerlo ahí, pero no se trata de que te digamos así debes de cantar. O is the only the unique way to sing. It's for training, ¿ok? Y además dominar eso te ayuda a entender las cualidades sonoras que puede tener tu voz y lo puedes aplicar en diversos géneros, ¿ok? Cada género tiene una filosofía, tiene una forma de comportarse. Entonces, por ese lado, no se trata de saber si es sano o no. En realidad, tú debes de tratar de mantener tu laringe tanto abajo como para tus notas en los diferentes tipos de movimientos de tu laringe. De eso es lo que se trata. Y lo que en verdad hay que controlar es el nivel de presión de aire, no el nivel de preocuparte si tu laringe está abajo o está en el centro. Tú, si lo tienes que entrenar, hay que entrenarlo.
Yeah, I think I understood most of that. I couldn't repeat it, but I understood.
No, no, no. Let's talk in English. It's only for the Spanish people. Sorry, sorry.
What I like about it is that you mentioned that the larynx position creates different styles, different
Yeah,
sounds, and you can have a healthy singing with different larynx positions. So, but there is one thing that it's something I'm big on is that most singers are not singing the pitches of their song in an ideal larynx position.
yeah,
If you singing I have singers that are singing like down here on a female singers on a D four, and they're going ah. Well, what's going to happen if you start going up? Ah, it's going to get tight. So
yeah,
it's an ideal larynx position for your voice for pretty much every note. You can adjust it depending on the style, make it light
yeah.
or metallic or make it darker. But if you're singing ah with the high larynx position, and then you're not going to get high.
Yeah.
And on the opposite end, if you're singing it, you're not going to get high either. If you can't think of the larynx as a sail on a sailboat or a flag on a flag.
Yeah.
It needs to be able to move up and down, and it's not going to jump up. It's not going to make big movements, but it
Yeah.
does need to move. It needs to rise and tilt and fall. It's got to have some mobility. So if you lock it into one place, to answer this question, is it healthy to sing high notes with a low larynx position? If you're locking it too low, no, it's not healthy,
Yeah.
because you're keeping it there. It's got to still have flexibility to move. And the classical ideal at the time is, right now the style is dark and dramatic, and as
Yes,
pop.
yes. It's the people don't have the a unique way to sing. It's a different kind of way. It's a mix of ways, different ways for the different styles. You have to know all the tools for using in your voice and understood. Um, how to manage with them and make all the movements or make all the changes in your muscles.
Yeah, you do. It's part of your vocal journey, right? The
Yeah,
more you learn, the more you explore, the more control of the coordination you get. So, but don't get hung up on, I have to have my larynx at this exact position on this note. You have a bit of a choice. Um, I shared that a little too early. Sorry.
no worry.
But basically, let the golden rule for me is, don't sing low notes in a high larynx position, because you won't. It'll cut off your high notes. You'll never get high, and don't lock your larynx in a low laryngeal position. If you lock it in place, it's no longer flexible, and anytime we lose flexibility in singing, we lose quality, we lose range, we lose.
Yes. If you think about that, for example, the people who sing an opera, lyrical, classical music, have to study for I don't know 7 years, 8 years, only a unique way to use his muscles, uh, and trying to make a unique kind of sound, and usually lose different cualidades. How do you say it? I don't know. I don't remember in English. Uh, Different timbres and different ways to use the voice.
Yes, it's so, be careful. I do know great classical singers that are very flexible with their voice.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's true.
They're inflexible. It's like if you consider sports. If you're going to be a bodybuilder, okay, all
Yeah,
you want is mass and size. Well, you're gonna lose some physical movement. But if you want strength and flexibility, you look at somebody like a gymnast, that are
yeah,
strongest people are rock climbers, some of the strongest people in the world, with lightweight body frames. They're still very big, but they
yeah.
also are practicing their flexibility all the time. So if you want to maintain flexibility in the voice, you have to practice different styles. You've got to practice keeping the voice flexible, and the same thing. There's always too much of a good thing. If you're doing too many styles, you're never going to get one style right.
It's true. It's true. Yes, I'm agree. I'm agree.
So, do you recommend me read Singing for the Stars? My comment would be, everything that you're interested in reading, you should read. And if you can learn sometimes all you need to learn is one thing from an entire book that changes your whole singing career, and then it's enough. So, if you're curious and you want to read it, go ahead. What would you say?
Yes, yes, I know some people what ask me, what book do you recommend, please? Or trying to know. For example, I was in the last week in the World Voice Teachers and Expo, and the people asked to all of the exposers, what book do you recommend, please? No, but how I am agree with you. It's if you have if you read a one book, it's okay, but it's not only for the book. It's only for studying always and practice always. Uh, you the all about the science of the voice, because the voice it's a multidisciplinary science. Okay, it's not only for learn or study a book from Cedric's, or a book for Brett Manning, or a book for Rina Gupta or Ingo Tipse, or any people on the universe of the singing voice teacher. No, it's a it's trying to understood what is the mechanical inside of you. Okay, you have to, for example, only showing learning about some videos, or like singing revealed in this case. You can to learn more than only have reading a book. Because a book in this case, it's a method, it's a methodology, it's only one way, not a unique way to use your voice. Okay.
Yes, I think it's great to continue, like Sandro said, educate yourself, read as much as you want, as much as you have time for. It is very good for you, but remain flexible in your way of thinking. Just know that a lot of methodology, terminology of the voice has evolved over the years, and
Yes.
if you can learn things that help you from various methodologies, you're going to be much better off than but sticking with one methodology for your entire career, because that kind of keeps you in a way narrow-minded. It's like
Like a religion. It's like a religion. It's like only I'm a Catholic and I'm a Christian. Sorry, but it's only one voice.
yeah.
It's you, you have to for example, if you like the Panovka Vakai, it's a classical method. That's okay. If you like the method of singing stars, or something like that, that's okay. Or IVT, or spiritual level singing, or modern vocal training, that's okay. But it's it's only methodologies.
Just stay flexible. And yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about that book. I might not agree with all of it, and you might not agree with all of it. That's okay. Learn
That's okay.
can that's going to help you. Think of it as your social media feed, like on nowadays, if you're watching like TikTok or something,
Yeah.
if you click like on one of those girls dancing the twerk for me, then guess what, you're going to have 20 girls dancing twerk for me on your feed now. So and that then you become narrow-minded. This is what I don't like so much about the algorithms. They stop showing you a lot of information, they just show you what you like. So
Yeah.
be a singer that knows what you like, but still is open-minded from learning from
Yes,
other.
open-minded. I suppose the resume needs in this case is they have to be an open-minded in all the information, and always making the day, make actualizarse is make always the new information, because until now the scientifics, or all the people specialists have made studies about the voice science.
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. There, you can never really read enough. Um,
Yes.
let's look at this question. When I'm trying to sing high notes, I'm raising my head chin higher. Why is this happening? Do you want to read the
Oh,
question?
ok. No sé si soy yo, pero ¿por qué cuando quiero llegar a los altos, notas agudas, por inercia, mi cuello o mi cabeza la tiro para arriba?
Okay, what's your take on that? Why does that happen to people?
Well, I always say something like the people think on the brain thinks the high notes, it's up, and the low notes is down, and that's not the truth. And the people always think, if I raise my head, I'm going to get my high notes. But it's how do you say that, this the nervous system, it's only
It's symptomatic, right? Because
symptomatic.
and for me, it's always, as a coach, it's an indicator that something's not in balance. Because if things are in balance, you're not going to need to raise your head. And and I'll give you a really, this is a fun trick. Notice about how to open your mouth. Now, if a singer is doing this, for example,
Yeah.
and then they need to go up in their high notes, they're going to have to straighten up and lengthen. Otherwise, it's really not going to happen. It's just, you can't, it'll just be tight. Likewise, do this as a fun trick, a fun exercise. Do a nice yawn for me. And observe the opening of your mouth.
Mhm.
Because yawn is made for us to stretch the inside. That's why we do it and get in a lot of air. Now, that's the ideal opening for a lot of your loud volume, high metallic singing, is this. Okay, the yawn takes it to the max, but now try and lift up your head a little bit and try and yawn. Just tilt your head up here and yawn. You will feel the back of your throat close like this.
Yeah.
The opening like this, a Pac-Man mouth opening, is going to close the back, close the space inside here. And that's
Mhm.
really bad. So if your mouth, you're going up for the high notes and going what you're actually doing is closing the space in the back.
Yes.
Is keep the space here.
Mhm.
The jaw goes down and back. The upper teeth stay straight. The neck might lengthen instead of where everything is going to get closed in the back.
Yes. Yes. And usually the vocal folds uh, usually open in this case.
Yeah, it's just the easiest way to experience is try and yawn with this kind of an opening.
Uh-huh.
And we say we're human beings. We don't open like this. We open like
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
maybe
People,
there's something out of balance if you're going for your high notes and you have to lift up. Something there's the vowel might not be right. Maybe your relaxed breathing dynamics aren't exactly right. It's an indicator that something's slightly out of balance. Now, if you do as a singer and you go up a little bit, that's not necessarily a bad thing. So whatever we say, please don't take it as this is the only way, put my hand on the Bible or swear. Everything about singing has slight variables. Nothing is fixed because to sing, it requires motion. It has to be emotion. So as soon as you fix anything, you're causing unnecessary tension. So I hope that answer helps you out.
yeah.
Let's check out this one. Um, how would you recommend someone sing something in a language that they don't speak?
¿Qué recomiendas para unas personas que tengan que que tengan que cantar en otro idioma del cual no hablan? Well, in my case, I usually recommend trying to learn the phonetic. Mm, For me, the better way to sing is understand that the use of the vowel and the consonants are phonemes, are only kind of sounds with the movement with my muscles. Okay, and I'm it's necessary to understand the correct the correct sound. It's for the dialect, for the language, it's for similar kind of things. It's not the same. For example, no, I don't know, happy birthday, or happy birthday, happy birthday. No, or for example, if I have to sing, if I am it's if I am a person from North America, for example, trying to sing Peruvian music, Del puente a la alameda, menudo pie la lleva por la vereda que se estremece. Okay, it's necessary to understand the correct sounds, the correct movement, the correct compressions. Okay, del puente a la alameda, menudo pie la lleva por la vereda que se estremece. Okay, it's necessary. For me, understand this because usually people, for example, Spanish people wants to sing always in English, and usually have to this problem because don't speak it don't speak English, and usually read the lyrics and try to hear how the singer to understand or learn how to the singer do this and imitate and trying to imitate, but some people uh, get it also, and all most of the people know.
It's I like what you say. It's you do need to look at, okay, what makes a language anyway. When you're speaking a language, then consonants are very important. When you're singing a language, they're much less important, and the vowel is very, very important. Yeah, I don't. You don't take that like 100% true, because vowels are equally as important in speaking. But when we speak, the consonants are quite clear, right? But in singing, I couldn't sing, the consonants are quite clear. Then it just sounds awful. So if we do, if also some of your famous pop singers, composers, they've been asked to sing in other language, and I know that Sting and oh man, Elton John, they
Elton John, yeah.
things out phonetic. They listen and they write down what the sounds sound like. So being able to sing well in another language is actually takes time listening and really careful listening to the vowels and the sounds and trying to create those sounds and vowels. Rather, you can sing often better by doing that in another language than by taking 3 years to become fluent in the language. And if you're going to learn a language, you really need to listen to. So let's see. Let's do a fun little exercise. Teach me that song you just said in Spanish.
Ah, okay. It's del puente a la Alameda.
Yeah. Teach me the
Okay.
first phrase.
Del puente a la Alameda, menudo. Okay. Del puente a la Alameda. Okay.
Del puente a
A la Alameda.
la Alameda.
Ajá.
Del,
Del,
I just think del puente a la Alameda. I'm not sounding good, right? It's very del puente a la Alameda. Now say it once. Say it once for me, and let me listen.
del puente a la Alameda.
Del puente a la Alameda.
Ajá.
It's a
Okay.
different melody. Now teach it to me on the notes.
Del puente a la Alameda.
Del puente a la Alameda.
Okay. Okay. It's
What can I improve to make it sound more Spanish? Del puente a la. I'll do this on purpose. I'll give all the consonants equal value. Del puente a la Alameda.
yeah.
And is that sounding Spanish, or what? Which ones do I need to have, and which ones do I not need to have? Does that make sense?
Oh yes, yes. It's for example in this case only the use of the vowels wide open it more del puente a la Alameda.
And look at Sandro's. Do that one more time. I want everybody to look at your mouth position when you do it.
Okay, del puente a la Alameda.
Del puente a la Alameda.
Okay,
Is that better?
yes, it's better. It sounds better. Sounds better. Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole exercise. I don't know this song really, but
Yeah.
I know because there are singers in other countries that ask me to help them get rid of their accent when they're singing English.
Yes, I, I usually think, well, the voice is the unique instrument, musical instrument that use text with all the melodies. Okay, usually use the people usually make the use of the vowel, the consonant with the word, with emotions. Okay, it's but no, it's not the only way to think about it. Okay.
I've got it. This one, I'm going to teach you one now, because I have a client
Okay, okay, okay.
working with me on the Katy Perry song "Unconditionally,"
Okay.
and so she sings "Unconditional, unconditionally." Now it's your turn.
Um, unconditional, unconditionally.
Very good. And I don't know if that's the right pitch. I just made it up. But a lot of the time, if you look at this word, for example, if a non-native speaker is going to want to pronounce it correctly, they're going to
Yeah.
say unconditionally, and
Uh-huh.
it's never going to work on the song. Unconditional. It sounds awful, and
Yes, 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 yes.
so we have to look for what consonants are actually needed for the ear to hear to recognize in combination with the vowels the word. And in this case, you've got unconditionally. We say in America unconditionally, right?
Unconditional.
And the melody though is unconditional. So we need to hear unconditional. I need to hear the un. I need to hear the sh and the n, and I need to have one vowel.
Uh, uh, uh,
Uh.
uh. Yeah.
Unconditional. So if I don't hear the sh,
Okay.
I won't understand. Unconditional. I won't understand the word. But if I hear the k, I just hear the nk,
Uh, mm,
little key k, little g,
uh, uh, uh.
I'll understand the word. Unconditional. Now I understand the word.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the reason, because the people usually only think about the note and not this combination.
Yeah,
Doesn't make the analysis about that, and it's very important.
it's very
And
interesting. So yeah, to sing in another language, really listen. If you're going to be doing it in public, performing or recording, I strongly recommend you get a coach. But I also strongly recommend it's not just a language coach, because a language coach is going to make you pronounce things very specifically, very clean.
yes,
But a vocal coach will know what parts you don't need to pronounce clearly and which vowels you need to have correct. So it's got to be a combination: a vocal coach can coach you in their language, or you have to take what you're getting from the linguist coach and apply good vocal technique to that.
yes, yes, yes.
That makes sense. But let's move on to the next question before we have too much fun and do a whole master class here. Um, so the next question is, what happens with the soft palate and larynx when one uses mixed voice?
Okay, ¿qué pasa con la laringe y el paladar blando cuando se usa la voz mixta?
What's your experience, Sandro?
Well, in my case, the larynx, for example, have to be neutral. No, it's not. It's not similar to say the in the middle. I have to be totally. How do you say in English? Sorry. Uh, the larynx is in this case for how high larynx or mid larynx or low larynx have to be very firm, with no tension, very relaxing, and the vocal and the soft palate have to have to get this movement to down for distribute the airflow in the mouth and in part of the nose. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm talking well in my English. Sorry. I don't know. But please.
It's fine. I think it's good. Say it in, yeah, just say it in Spanish. Quick response in Spanish.
Ok. Ok. Entonces, básicamente, en el caso de la voz mixta, el paladar blando tiene un movimiento básicamente de apertura para poder dejar que el flujo de aire se distribuya mejor. No se trata de cantar nasal ni nada por el estilo. El paladar blando libera muchos grados de notas que normalmente son las que generan tensión en el área del pasaje. En el pasaje es donde se genera una tensión y básicamente al poder tener ese movimiento, básicamente el paladar blando te ayuda a tener mayor apertura. Ejercicios como el NG te ayuda a ejercitarlo. El mismo vocal fry te ayuda a poder dar ese movimiento que a la hora de la hora cuando puedas cantar pueda tener esa liberación, pero igual en realidad puedes tener los movimientos de la laringe en diversas posiciones, ¿no? ¿Ok? Igual estás usando el paladar blando. De todas maneras, lo que pasa es de que básicamente lo que estás cambiando es la acústica y otros resonadores, ¿ok? Pero se podría decir que una de las cosas que más participan para la voz mixta sí es el paladar blando. No está anulado, al contrario, es donde más participa, ¿no?
Yeah, I agree with what Sandro has said, even though I can't repeat it in Spanish. But also, my experience is if you're going to sing with a mixed voice, the larynx is going to be, it's definitely going to be higher, and by saying higher, I don't mean all the way up here.
Yes.
It's not going to be down here on the same note. Think of speech pitch. Hi, how you doing? I'm fine. Hi, how you doing? I'm fine. You're not going to get a mixed voice with a very low larynx. So it's going to be, like Sandro said, neutral. Let it just ride. It's going to ride maybe a little bit higher, for sure higher than in classical voice.
Mhm.
And your soft palate, it depends a little bit on the singer. I think the soft palate you can use as a tool. If you raise
Yes.
the soft palate on the higher pitches in the mix, that tends to help a lot of people because it creates a little bit more space
Mm.
inside. Now, it might not help you, but it does help some people. And I also agree with Sandro that a lot of times having the nasal passage slightly open, so a little bit of air is coming out. You don't want to get nasal. But French vowels are called nasal vowels. The nasal port is slightly open, and they're really good at mixing.
Yes.
Because
Yes. Yes.
so those are the things that I could give you as tips in my experience with it.
Yes. It's true. Totally true.
Um,
And, and the use of the larynx is like an EQ. This is like an EQ in your voice. Okay, you have you can change all the timbres
yeah,
of the color of your voice.
it's definitely an element that I talk about of how to design your sound. Let's check out this one. Do these exercises in your comfortable range of voice later, and then you can explore little by little the other notes that you find more difficult. I think this is a good question.
Yes.
A lot of times people will take an exercise and take it right up to the most difficult part. That's not what we want to do, right?
No. The people have to start only with a comfortable range, and then trying slowly, trying a bit for for increase the sounds, increase the range of the voice. No, it's not necessary usually to make 3 octaves, for example, of the scales. No, it's only if you have if you feel some strains only if you using, for example, no, 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 no. Oh, okay, stop. Stop for today. Stop for today. And then tomorrow trying to make no, 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 and work with that. No, 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 no. For example, no, it's an idea, no, for a tip for less step by step.
Yeah, it's a very, very wise what Sandro is saying. And people told this to me when I was a young singer, but I didn't listen, of course. You know, I was like, I'm going to
Yeah, me too.
do it. You need to consider things a different way. So the answer to the question is yes, yes, absolutely. But so the expanding on the question, if you, I tell almost all of my clients, if you can get everything right, everything in your first octave, it's going to open up all the octave above and the octave below. So that's really key. Now, thinking about building your range, there are 52 weeks in a year, okay? There are 21 weeks in 6 months. So let's say it takes you 2 weeks to gain a half a tone. If you can spend just patiently developing your range patiently, healthily, not pushing, in 6 months, you're basically going to max out your range.
Yes,
That's just the truth. And how
yes,
would you like to add 12 notes or 21 notes to what you can do now within the next 6 months? I think pretty much everybody's going to say me.
hmm,
But that's not how we want to work for some reason. For some reason, we're trying to force it out and get there quickly. The fast track is to work slow and
hmm.
then you never have to work on it again. It's done.
Yes, and that's the reason because today I made this topic about the quotidian, the sounds, okay? Because you have to use these sounds, ooh, 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 ah, 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 for for trying to help to this. It's like a tip for reduce your tension.
Yeah, and it's great because, like you said, I mean, they're everyday sounds. You know, we do it every day. So yes, the answer to the question is yes, and we just went on and on about it, but it's important to us.
Yes, 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 yes.
Look at this question here. How do I reduce breathiness on high notes?
¿Cómo consigo tener menos aire en las notas agudas?
Yeah, that this is important. This is very, very important question because if you have breathiness on high notes, you're never going to get a loud volume. And if you're
Mm,
trying to push and get loud and you have too much air coming out, it's going to strain and hurt.
yes.
So it's very important that you learn to control this. What are some of your tricks, Sandro?
Okay, for me, a very useful trick is the vocal fry. No, for example, if I trying to sing in this note, but for example, I use the vocal fry. Ah, ah. Okay, okay.
You
Ah,
let, let me
okay.
ask you a question. So you use the vocal fry not on the note itself, but you use it to get to the chord closure, like
Yes, yes, yes. Like a tool for only for getting the tool for getting the note, only for just for relax my vocal cords and trying to close more.
yeah, yeah. That I understand, and that's really what it's about. If your high notes are breathy, your vocal folds are not closing. You don't have enough compression, adduction. They're not
Yes.
resisting enough. So and that's really what you need to work on is exercises that get that close. So a fry, Sandro just demonstrated, can be a good trick because you start with actually quite a bit of opening. And then it comes clear. If you go, it's really hard to go from a fry
Eh,
into a breathy tone. I think it's maybe impossible. It doesn't work. So the fry gets him closer, and then you get a better closure. Another one you gave today was the crying, like the complaining.
or "Wah, wah." Okay, but for example, another trick that I remember now, for example, if I use the head voice to vocal fry, using for example, the word we, we, and then and the reverse. We, we, and it's for me. I think it's helping. It's
That's cool. That's cool. I'm going to try that out myself. And a couple consonants work well. M, N. You can have
and
no, no, ma, 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 ma. Just a basic scale. Or for the girls a little higher. Ma, 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 ma. No, 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 no. You can do the B.
yeah.
Bim, 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 bim. Or the G. Ga, 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 ga. Because these consonants are stops. They stop
Yes.
airflow, which with
Yes.
back pressure helps your chords close. So using those consonants will help. The mistake people make is they still try and push too much air. They'll do a ah. So
Yeah.
release all the pressure you build up on those consonants. It's not going to help you either. You got to find that feeling of okay, how much pressure is there? What's that relationship? It's very similar to your speaking voice then. Ma 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 ma. Then
Yeah. Yes.
closure. But if you go ma 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 ma, it's not going to work.
Mhm. Yes. True.
Let's see. We got that one. I love these. These are oops. I got to share this with you guys. You're not seeing anything. 1 second here. Here you go. Why did you? This is a question I asked. Okay, and then somebody else repeated it. But you were working with somebody today, Dorothy. She's got that really great voice. She was doing the high Beyonce stuff on the whistled tones, and she was saying she was a bit tense, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
And you actually did asked her to do something that we as vocal coaches almost never ask somebody to do, and that was like move the jaw forward. And I'm like, now I gotta ask Sandro, what was his goal in doing that?
No, it's only because I saw her that her jaw is very for tension.
Yeah,
She reduced the movement. Yeah, yes, 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 and that's the reason because she doesn't continue, can't continue. It's a usually problem. I discovered it for a bit years ago, and when I saw her, maybe this it's a little tip. No, it's only no because you have to move your jaw, you try to sing this. No, it's only for for reduce the tension. No,
yeah. It's interesting because I've never seen a vocal coach tell someone to stick out their jaw forward, right? And we're not recommending you do this, but we have to context. We're doing a lip trill like around a C6. It was
yeah,
very high, and she was
yeah,
higher than that. But Sandro, I noticed there was some jaw tension here, and he just said, "Well, maybe move it a little bit forward." And she didn't do this. She definitely did not go,
yeah, yeah.
instead of here. She just relaxed a little bit.
Yes,
It worked like magic. She was like, "Oh, that's great." And then another thing you had to do was moving back and forth, right?
yes.
So that makes more sense to me. But I'm gonna look for the jaw tension. I think what we're looking for here is she was experiencing tension. She was feeling blocked in not
Yeah.
being able to access our high range. So we had some muscular tension that it developed and also some psychological tension. So Sandro is doing some things to kind of break the mental pattern,
Yes,
make us
yes,
think of
yes,
something completely different, and then the high notes combined with the dynamic movement, they just came out.
yes, yes. Our brain have a schedule. It's always have a program, all methodology, and you have to break all of this.
Yeah, it's very interesting, the neurological side of things. But anyway,
Yes.
really cool. It was really cool to see. So check the basically the overall message is, if we develop tension, tightness, and those words tend to be overused. So I like to say it differently. I like to say maintain movement potential, dynamic movement, because everything about singing is in motion, and as soon as one thing stops, it's blocking the rest of the instrument. So just think, keep your jaw. You can check your jaw from time to time, even forward and back. Just as a story, I was singing an operetta, and there was this one note in the phrase, and it just wasn't locking into position for me, and I was frustrated because it wasn't that high. I mean, I'm a high tenor. It was just an A, right?
Yeah.
And but I noticed, because I was going through my checklist, I noticed that my bottom jaw was going forward a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, and I'm like, oh, and then it worked just fine. But you do need to know these things so you can check them. And a little tiny bit of the jaw in the wrong spot, too far back, too far forward, has
Yeah.
big outcomes in the high note.
Make a difference. Yes, 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 yes. Make that difference.
Let's check another question here. Do, 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 do. Am I clicking around? Hi, hello. I would like to know some exercises to let out the voice because I feel like my sound is trapped inside. Now, I did that translation, so what does it say in Spanish?
Me gustaría saber qué ejercicios para soltar la voz podría hacer porque a veces siento que canto para adentro.
What do you have to say to this singer?
Well, in this case, I usually say about something like about the tongue. The tongue it's the responsible uh, to get the voice for to the outside. If your tongue make a attention, your sound uh,
Yeah.
make that fat backward. Okay, you have to relax and trying to make a sensation to advance always the voice. If, for example, let me, I don't know, for example, b, 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 b. Okay, the sounds it's backward now, but because my tongue, it's mi lengua se va retrocediendo. Entonces, yo necesito no sacar la lengua. It's not necessary to make your tongue live. It's only trying to feel this sensation of the vibration of the voice in the tongue. Ba, 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 ba. It's a theory of the formants. Ba, 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 and feel the sound in the in your teeth, in your lips, and the point of the tongue. Okay, it's for example, it's necessary to understand these sensations.
Yeah, I think it's hard because there are different things that could cause that. But a lot of singers that are wanting to sing higher volume, they do feel like they're kind of trapped. They can't get louder.
Yeah,
And I agree. It does have a lot to do with the tongue because the tongue creates the vowels. Okay? It's the shape of the tongue that creates every vowel. It's not the teeth or the jaw or something in here, the vowels are shaped by the tongue. The tongue changes the shape on the inside.
Hmm.
Some vowel shapes or tongue shapes simply will not get loud. They're not going to get loud ever. They can't. It's just, it's blocked. And some
Our
vowels
Yes,
will get really clear and really loud. Another thing,
for me it's a resonance playing. An acoustical and a resonance playing. It's only have to know how to play with your vocal cavity, vocal tract, only how to use of in benefits of your sound. Okay, it's the reason, because
yeah.
the tongue is receive all the frequencies and revolt all of them inside of your mouth, the filter, and then you have to liberate this outside, no?
Yeah, yeah, it needs to. You got to free it up. You got to let it out. But I have to correct myself a little bit because I said some vowels are never going to get loud, but
Yeah.
it's not completely true. If you're going for a certain style of singing, it depends on the style of singing you're going.
Okay. Yeah.
In an ooh 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 is never going to get loud in that style. Or if I'm up here, ooh, it's not really loud. Ooh is going to be very loud.
Yeah.
A different system. So depending on what style you're going for, some vowels can shut you down and block you, and others will open up and let your voice out. Another thing is check your mouth position.
Yes, and the compression of the voice. If the compression is transforming in weak compression, all the sounds turn turn behind, no? Okay.
Uh, yeah, I think I know what you mean. If you have it too compressed or too held back, if there's too much pressure, is that what you're saying?
No, for example, the compression, the vocal compression make the increase the volume. I know. For example, yo la quiero morir. The voice is uh, behind, but it's I increase my compression. Yo la quiero morir. It's only feel to the level of the compression, the grade of the compression of the vocal folds.
Yeah, the volume generally, the volume recipe is air pressure and air fold and vocal fold resistance to the air pressure.
Yes.
The more the vocal folds resist in the tighter closer position, the air pressure, as the air pressure increases, it's going to get louder. But there is a threshold to that where the pressure is
Yeah.
too much, and there are acoustic frequency laws that govern each vowel. So some vowels with more compression are going to be more louder than others, right? If we have, that's why the vowel is really important, and also the shape of
Yes.
really
Yes.
important. Most of my singers that are getting stuck are not opening their mouth enough, or they're more opening it wrong, or they're just on getting stuck on a vowel sound that is not with the formants and the harmonics is not going to open up. It's just going to stay at a medium low volume, no matter how much they push it, and so they push harder and get tired. And
Yes.
the real key to volume is like Sandro mentioned, it's balancing. You got your resonance balancing, but it's also, I try and say, let the vowels and the shape inside
Yes.
that do the work for you.
Yes.
You get the right shape. It's very
Yes.
high, it's very loud, and it feels like
Okay. The sounds doesn't travel with volume. The sounds travel always with fidelity. It's a
with finesse.
yeah, the finesse. Okay, okay, okay.
Cool.
It's and then the volume increase if you make always better and better and better, and you get more confident in the use of your muscles.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. If you get it, if you start, if you can make your singing very efficient and get it in the right spot, the right valley, and you will feel it because it feels like you're doing nothing. Over, and you do that again and again and again and again, volume will come more and more with time.
Yes. Yes.
Developing it, but you develop it through efficient use of the voice, not through pressure. So hopefully that gave you some ideas where to look. Look for the mouth. Are you going open the mouth and let your sound out too. Let's move on to question. Sometimes when I sing with a protection mask, I feel jaw tension. What can I do? This is good. There's a lot of questions about mask singing. So I wonder if I have a mask here, but if one thing you can practice, the mask is going to cover up your nose and your mouth. See if you can practice with your hands. Is that creating the jaw tension? A mask is just, maybe your mask, if you have a mask that's on your jaw, it might, I don't know. There's lots of different kinds of masks. But I can't imagine a mask that's really tightening your jaw or tightening it here. Usually people have problems with singing the mask now because they're not, it's tricking them into breathing the wrong way. And so if you're not breathing correctly when wearing a mask, and my trick for you is just open your, let's do this exercise. I'm talking all over the place. Cool exercise. So you're gonna pull in your abdomen and breathe out all your air, and then you're gonna hold it. Okay. So, now hold it in. Okay. Hold it in. Open your mouth, and then let go. Do you feel yourself breathe in? So all you have to do, move that lower abdomen in again. Hold it, open your mouth, and let it go. Air comes in every time. So
Yes.
when you're working with a mask, make sure every time you need to breathe, you release your lower abdomen, and the air will just go in. You're probably over breathing because you feel like you're being suffocated by the mask, and the mask.
Yeah.
So that's tricking people into breathe more athletically, and that's just going to make it worse
Yes.
and worse and worse.
Yes.
Is relax your lower abdomen when you need to breathe. At least that's how I've been helping my clients over the past few months, and there have been a lot of them talk to me.
Yes. Perfect. Perfect. You are the master, my friend.
I went off on a tangent there, but and I'm not really sure why you have jaw tension with the mask. Nobody's complained of jaw tension to me yet. They've complained that they're running out of breath. So I'm not sure. I would recommend breathing. If your jaw's here and you're going,
Yes, it's a one way. Yes, it's true.
maybe stress. It's just stressful, more stressful singing with a mask too, for most people, right?
It's necessary to make a independence from the jaw with the tongue. Are both are have to be independent one of them.
Yeah. Look at that. Look and see if a good exercises are keeping your mouth open, going la ra 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 la ra.
La, 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 la. Yeah, 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 yeah.
La ra la da ra da. No, most people are going to say la da ra da. So much movement. La da ra la da ra da la da ra da la da ra da la da ra da.
Oh, nice.
The mouth open. It's really hard.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Good, 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 huh?
But yeah, so you're getting a lot of tricks, and maybe check your jaw. Just move your jaw a little bit when you're singing. If it's jaw tension, just move it a little bit.
Yes.
We really have to have you in front of us to know to be really precise. But hopefully that will help, and hopefully that will help some other people as well. Anything else you wanted to add, Sandro?
No, 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 no. But for me, that's very clear. And
You were working with Marina from Argentina.
Oh, okay. It's a song from Mon Laferte, Tu falta de querer. Let me, how do you say it? Let me show the name. Uh, Tu tanta falta de querer. I'm going to write in the chat.
Okay, put in the chat and I'll do a search on it.
Okay. Sorry. Mon Laferte. Um, it's a singer from Chile. Tu tanta, sorry. Tu tanta falta de querer.
Tu tanta falta, is it, let's see, Mon Laferte. Okay, let me see if this is the right one. So tell me if this is the one you're thinking of
Okay.
here.
Yes. Tu falta de querer, sí.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
No, it's you using the Kinjara. Okay. Yes. This is one.
I'm gonna listen to that in a minute. I like listening.
Perfect.
It's always great to listen to new songs. Let's see. Thank you for that, Sandro. So we had a request to say, do you have any good exercises for riffs and runs? And I have to admit, there people are asking this question like almost every live stream. So we're gonna have a live stream on riffs and runs. We did have one, but it's very popular, and people want to know how to train it. Riffs and runs, it really they can be so different depending on the style of singing
Yeah.
you're after. But generally, the biggest secret is break it down, figure out what you want to do, the exact notes and intervals. Sometimes they're
Yeah.
written, sometimes you're making it up, improvising. But when you've got something you like, write down the exact notes,
Yeah.
practice it very slow, but in rhythm, and then speed
Yes.
up and speed it up, speed it up, speed it up, speed it up, and then that is a really good way to do it. What's another
Okay.
trick?
And it's necessary, for example, to know something like this kind of basic tricks or riff. It's a note bend. Or for example, it's for example, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. It's necessary to understand it's the most basic riff for if you combine this, you have how do you say a different scales or a different combinations to in Spanish we call of them how do you say it's melismas in Spanish talking about the name it's melisma.
Yeah,
Ah, no. Okay. but but
in classical singing, they're all called melisma.
okay.
It's basically why are there riffs? There were riffs, in Baroque times. I think in cantic Celtic singing, it's just a decoration of a note, right?
Yes.
So they can be very very different. But that's great, a great tip. At least think of a note bending. Some
No.
people use more of a hammer vibrato. Find it by one of those stupid laughs, and they go You can.
Yeah. Or for example, something like that. Oh, sorry. Oh, 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 can change the vowels. Hey, hey. For example, it's
Very nice. Very nice.
a way to work with this.
That's great. I think that that gives a very precise, clear tool on how to train it, and there are a lot. So I think we just leave it with one clear, precise exercise, um, and you can put it on any scale you like, of course.
Yes, yes, pentatonic, minor, major. It's
And try it. Try it in a song.
yeah.
Oh, oh, yeah.
And then you can put in more, and I'm going to trying to do this more faster. No,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
It takes time. It's like everything else. Be patient with yourself. Riffs
No,
do take time to get down.
yes,
And anybody, even your favorite riffing divas, if you think Beyonce just pulls that out of her pocket, you're absolutely wrong, because she says, she has designed those, and she's walking around all day practicing that,
yes, 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 yes.
because it's
Oh,
very important to her. And they're very, and most of the artists that people respect as being really good riff run artists, they do the same thing. Those are things they practice for a very long time. The great thing is, once you've learned a couple and you've taken the time to practice them, it's like riding a bike. You can do them anytime.
yes, yes, it's true. Usually, the people sing the riffs, the runs is only with a kind of expressions. It's a kind of how do you say, with our soul talks. It's only no. Oh, let me at the moment have to improvise. But if you doesn't know anything about the scales or something like that, you how do you want to improvise something like that? No.
Yeah, I think if we remember, this is maybe ornamentation, they'll call it, or decoration of the sound, stylizing. It's trying to give it something individual, and riffs, vibrato, distortion, all of it
Yes.
are
Yes.
vain emotion. It's all
Yes.
about emotion. Because if I sing, I went to the park, it's pretty boring. But if you say,
Yeah.
I went to the park, then you're like, oh my gosh, that must have been really interesting at the park.
Yes.
Or you're like,
Yes. Yes.
I went to the park.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You know,
It's necessary. It's a kind of tool. No, it's necessary to do for make the people feel something. Okay,
yeah.
the reason is no how to do you feel about that. No, your mission is how has they have to make feel at the people.
Yeah, yeah, convey emotion.
Yes.
We want to, when the ideal of why do we sing in the first place, it's all about communicating something that just words aren't enough for. And when we do that authentically, and that's why all the sounds that Sandro did in the presentation are very authentic. If you're crying, ah, ah, just that sound alone, ah, ah, if somebody hears it, they're going to be like, what's wrong? What's wrong?
Yeah.
Something's in pain, right? So if you put that in a song, oh, no, now somebody's getting an emotional message, right?
Yes.
So remember, riffs, all your effects, they're all there to convey emotion and imitate real
Yes.
life. Because if you have an emotional voice, no, it might have a little flip in it.
Yeah. Totally agree.
But it's very interesting. I went to the park and sang. You can have a lot of effects. But let me take this opportunity to thank Sandro León.
No, thank you, Philip, for this.
Give you a big round of applause. It was an awesome day. I absolutely loved it. And thank you sincerely for your talents, sharing your experience with me personally and with people all around the world. It's very valuable, and I know you spend a lot of time today, and I just want to thank you personally
No,
for that.
I really enjoyed this day. Okay, thank you for the invitation. Please.
Anytime. I can't wait to come to Peru. I'm definitely
Yes.
gonna kick the COVID crap, and then
Yes, please, please, come on. We're going to make some single reveal here in Lima.
live from Lima. That'll be great. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you, my friend. Thank you.
Don't forget to follow us to get access to these Q&A videos. We're posting them every Monday. And of course, don't forget to join us live on Voice Masters Livestream. Take care.